Bitcoin go to 20,000. I don't know when it was. Then it dropped down to $1. So what's toast? But then it came roaring back. So when it hit 6,000, I bought 60 Bitcoin at 6,000. I think today it's at 20,000.
Yeah, it's around about 21,000.
Yeah, but so the more I'm in it, the more I realize it has sustainability. So the reason people buy Bitcoin is the same reason I buy this and I buy this, is I don't trust this.
Robert Toru Kiyosaki is an American entrepreneur, businessman, and author. Kiyosaki is the founder of Rich Global LLC and the Rich Dad Company, a private financial education company. Kiyosaki believes that assets like Bitcoin offer long-term sustainability. Before going further in this video, make sure to hit the subscribe button for more updates about finance and digital assets. He had also termed Bitcoin as one of the 3 hottest subjects on Earth alongside silver and gold, referring to the asset as people's money. Bitcoin investors' primary concern is a stricter monetary policy as the U.S. Federal Reserve increases interest rates and reduces its $8 trillion balance sheet. If confirmed, the increased interest rate pace would be negative for risk assets, including Bitcoin, as it draws more profitability for fixed-income investments. According to the best-selling author, he accumulated Bitcoin when the maiden cryptocurrency dropped to about $6,000. In the meantime, the financial educator has projected a possible crash in Bitcoin, but remains bullish that the asset is likely to recover. Similarly, he maintains a drop in Bitcoin value offers him an opportunity to accumulate more. Even if the news flow remains negative, bulls still can profit up to $480 million in Friday's monthly options expiry. However, bears can still significantly improve their situation by pushing the Bitcoin price below $23,000. Kiyosaki believes in Bitcoin for the same reason he loves precious metals: a distrust in our fiat money system and the government. I bet against the Fed, Treasury, Biden, and bet on gold, silver, and Bitcoin, he explained.
People know that something's wrong with this here. But anyway, let me tell you a quick story. Because of guys like you and Kitco and all this, I became known as the precious metals guru. So I'm at Safeway at the salad bar counter, and people know something's wrong. So this is just 2 weeks ago. I'm standing at Safeway getting some coleslaw from the women, and they come running up and they said, "What should we invest in? What should we invest in?" So I just happened to get this thing here from, it's a pre-64 quarter. This is real. This is real silver. I got this from American Gold Exchange, and Dana Samuelson. I'm giving it a plug.
And what's the date on it there?
64.
64.
I started investing in silver when I was 17 years old. So today, I pat myself on the back. I probably have more gold and silver than most of the experts here, because that was 60 years ago. So I showed the little women this coin here. I just happened to have it.
At the salad bar?
No, I wasn't selling it. I just happened to have it because Dana sent it to me from Austin, Texas. And there were women were asking me, said, "What's the best investment?" Because real estate's coming down, stocks are coming down. And I held this. I held it up. And the little women, they were all tithers. "Oh, I should invest in that?" I said, "Yes." "Give me this." So they looked at me and said, "Give you $3 for that?" I said, "Yes." And their brains went, "Why would I give you $3 for that?" I said, "Okay, give me 2. And their brains are going, "Why would we give you $2 for that?" This is pre-64 silver. Lynette Zhang, she's also from Arizona, she's numismatic. So I was holding this up here like this. And they went, they're all a titter. They forgot to serve my coleslaw. And they said, "Why should we give you $2 for this?" I said, "Because it's worth this." And this is the problem. The average person, American or whatever, they think this is money. This is fake money. This is real money. And I tried to tell them, I said, probably 10 years from now, this will be $10. But Americans and most people in the world, because they went to school, they work for money, they save money, they get out of debt. But this is fake and this is real. So that's why I'm here at the VRIC.
According to Kiyosaki, the dollar, which he turned fake, is contributing to the end of the American empire, citing aspects such as excessive printing, he said during an interview with Kitco News. He stated that the dollar had lost its comparison to precious metals because they cannot be printed, are scarce, and are universally recognized for their value. For years, I've been saying saving money and investing in a well-diversified portfolio of stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and ETFs is risky advice. Today, very risky advice. I still believe gold, silver, Bitcoin best for unstable times, although prices will go up and down. In his previous interview, he predicted that by 2025, gold will be at $5,000, silver at $500, and Bitcoin at $500,000. In addition, he expects gold to soar to $3,800 and silver to rise to $75 this year. Kiyosaki previously explained that he's a Bitcoin investor, not a trader, so he gets excited whenever Bitcoin hits a new bottom.
And what's happening now, from what I understand, is people are not investing in gold mines. So I took a gold mine public. ODV is a call sign. It's in Utah. And it's the richest gold mine in America. The message I want everybody to hear is the world is finding out that this is fake. It's not fiat, it's fake. And so the reason I don't get invited to CNBC anymore is because when I'm on there, I say I do not invest in anything that can be printed. You can print this,
So would that include?
but you cannot print this. Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
They made gold money.
Yeah.
You gotta be kidding me.
Well, I mean,
They're
as you
so
say,
stupid. These central bankers are the most stupid people I ever met. You know, like Bernanke, he gets the Nobel Prize for destroying the US economy by dropping interest rates to zero like this. Because I don't trust the stock market. You know, I used to be invited onto CNBC. But when I went on last time, I said, I don't invest in anything you can print. That includes this. I don't trust stocks.
Precious metals, particularly gold and silver, have been a popular hedge against inflation and uncertainty. They can't be printed out of thin air like fiat money, and their value is largely unaffected by economic events around the world. Kiyosaki has long been a fan of gold. He first purchased the yellow metal in 1972. I'm not buying gold because I like gold. I'm buying gold because I don't trust the Fed, he said in an interview. To be sure, precious metals weren't immune to the sell-off that was happening in 2022. That being said, both metals are showing promise so far in 2023, with gold and silver both up around 5% over the past 3 months. The silver bears have the overall near-term technical advantage. Prices are in a steep downtrend on the daily bar chart. Silver bulls' next upside price objective is closing prices above solid technical resistance at $23. The inflation components of today's updated fourth quarter U.S. gross domestic product report came in a little hotter than expected, which briefly pushed U.S. bond yields still higher and supported gains in the U.S. dollar index. The marketplace deemed those minutes as leaning slightly more hawkish than expected, as there were a few FOMC members that wanted a 50 basis point hike in the Fed fund range at the January meeting. That meeting saw a 25 basis point rise. The marketplace takeaway from the FOMC minutes and the GDP inflation components is that the Fed will keep its monetary policy hawkish for longer to effectively tamp down problematic price inflation. Global stock markets were mixed but mostly firmer overnight. U.S. stock indexes are lower at midday.
One more thing, Andy Schectman talks about it. He says the next thing he did was he pulled us out of Afghanistan. He left American troops behind. I'm a U.S. Marine. I flew in Vietnam twice. What Biden did was treasonous. But when he did that, Saudi Arabia shifted sides. They shifted from selling us oil to doing business with Russia. So those are the two things that they did. And that's why I'm an advocate of gold and silver and not this. Fourth thing is today they talk about homelessness. It's exploding. And people say it's because they're on drugs or they're mentally deranged. But there's a whole classification of homeless who are working homeless. Because this is so abundant, they can't afford a house. So they're working, they live in their cars with their kids and all this. They're not drug dealers, they're honest, hardworking people. But the more they pervert this, which started in 1971, when Nixon took this, which is gold, off the gold standard, this became fake money. And fake money, like the Weimar Republic in Germany and all this, has always led to war and depression.
Yeah.
I'm concerned. And that's why I wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I said, why don't our schools teach us about money? Why don't they teach us in 1964, President Johnson took this off the gold standard. Why don't they teach us in 71, Nixon took this off the gold standard? That's more important than sexual bending or critical race theory.
Yeah.
Oh, God, it's garbage what they're teaching kids.
The key outside markets this morning see the U.S. dollar index higher. NYMEX crude oil futures prices are higher and trading around $75 a barrel. The yield on the benchmark U.S. 10-year Treasury note is presently fetching 3.897%. Looking at a broader time frame, investors still believe the Fed is destined to reverse the current monetary policy in the second half of 2023, possibly paving the way for a sustainable rally ahead of the April 2024 Bitcoin block reward halving. There has been a considerable uplift in oil stock builds since the start of November 2022, which may be symptomatic of lower oil demand as the Fed continues to restrict financial conditions into the second half of the year. WTI trades marginally higher after yesterday's more than $2 decline after Russia reported that plans to cut oil exports from its western ports by 500,000 barrels per day is likely to increase up to 25% in March. By implication, the tighter supply supports oil prices even if just in the short term. What are your thoughts on Robert Kiyosaki discussion about Bitcoin, gold, and other assets' performance in 2023? Do you expect these assets to rock in the coming years? Let us know in the comments section below.